Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of BirthVibe by BirthRight. I am Dr. Preethi Fertility Fertility Specialist at Rainbow Hospitals. Today we are going to discuss a topic which is often unspoken but has a deep impact on many couples, and that is balancing career and family planning. In my clinic, every day I see several working couples juggling between fertility treatments, which are intense, emotional ups and downs, and demanding jobs, all at the same time. And they're trying to be productive at work, meanwhile, stepping out of their work to, attend to the scans or hormonal tests. And at the same time, they do not want to reveal or discuss this with any of their colleagues or with their managers with the fear of, career risk. What makes this journey interesting is that this is not just a medical journey, but it is social and professional too. Not all couples are comfortable to discuss their fertility issues and not ready to take time off. So today we would want to discuss what it actually feels to undergo fertility treatments and how organizations can actually help to make this journey more easier and without compromising their careers. To join this discussion with us today, I have with me Mrs. Shalini Reddy, who comes with a vast experience of 23 years into HR and has led a lot of initiatives into wellness and health. I think I have the right person to address these issues, and I welcome you to share your valuable insight into this area of fertility and reproductive health.
Thank you, doctor.
And before I start this section, I want to understand from you, your perspective as to, what are the challenges faced by your employees who, about opening up on reproductive or fertility health? And do they actually, come up to you and talk about these issues?
Reproductive health is something that is very personal. So, and employees also think that this is their personal information, something of their own life, which they do not want to share with the organization. And also, organization also looks at it as their personal information, so they do not delve into it. They expect people to be professional. They expect their professionalism. They expect their productivity. And do not focus much on their personal life. So that environment itself is not there, where there is a dialoguing happening in terms of reproductive health. And when there is no such space that is created, there's no sharing of information that is happening.
But it's actually surprising to note that because your major workforce has, men or women in the reproductive age group.
Yes.
And this is one of the major, health issue, or I would say, one of the priority for them in terms of, family planning. So surprising to see that this issue is not actually addressed.
So it's not about, it's not being addressed or something. It's not that organization has completely closed their doors. It's just that awareness is not there, that this space has to be created for the young generation, for all these youngsters who are going through this phase of, getting into that stage where they are going to become parents, and the challenges that they must be facing. The visibility to such a challenge is not there for the organization. Of course, there is a shift in this area. There is a lot of awareness that is happening, because probably people in the management or people in the HR areas are also personally going through something similar, or have gone through, or are also listening to something on this front on their personal spaces. So there is a shift, that there is a need to come up with processes, policies, or even that space is to be created. So there is a shift, and I think that's a good thing. And then it's a shared responsibility, right? For the organization also, and for the people also, to come together and have that discussion and talk about it and tell about their challenges that they are facing. So I'm sure when these doors open, there will be something
Positive change.
Yes.
Can be seen.
Now that we do see that shift. We are looking at opening up those doors for the, but still, complete understanding of the entire process, whether it's the treatment, whether it's the clinical visits, or visits to the clinics, and I'm sure there is a process for recovery also. So that understanding is still not as much as as I think is required. So what is it that this entire process entails? If you could share something on that front, I'm sure it's going to help us a lot.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, genuinely, I do see that employers or somebody in the leadership role do want to help or proactive about it, but they actually don't know what a fertility treatment journey is, what it entails. So the fertility treatment journey is not a one-time event. It's a process. It's a process which actually can go on to days, months, or sometimes even a year. Wow. Okay, and all that depends upon what kind of a treatment the couple needs. And see, the major focus is always on the women, but I think it is important to understand that fertility is a couple's problem. So you may have men and women who go through the same kind of a journey. So, as I said, the journey again depends upon the treatments. If they're going through basic level of treatments, depending on their problem, if it's just ovulation induction or if it's an IUI treatment, ideally we plan about 3 to 4 cycles. So when I say 3 to 4 cycles, it's spanning over 3 to 4 months. And sometimes these cycles don't happen back to back. There are some, gaps in between, whether for personal reasons or when the hormones don't support. So there are gaps. So this entire journey of basic level of treatments can actually go up to 6 months sometimes. And if for somebody who has to, go in for advanced level of treatments, that is like IVF treatments, that journey itself can be for about 2 to 3 months. Okay. So it is not about just this physical presence of them in the clinic. It is also an emotional aspect to it. Okay. So it can be a kind of a roller coaster for them. Because there's so much of uncertainty around these treatments. The success rates are usually around 50%. So it is very difficult to say, which couple is going to get pregnant in which cycle of course. So this is again, there's no time limit. So this is a process, and I think it is important for the leadership, somebody in the leadership role or the managers, not to question too much of details into the fertility.
Interesting point that you said, doctor, about the emotional aspect, what the roller coaster, what the couple goes through. So a little bit more on this emotional aspect, and of course there will be other logistics, whether it's the physical logistics or the as you said, the emotional logistic. What are the biggest logistic challenges that the couple face?
When it comes to emotional, it's a roller coaster of emotions. They go through a phase of uncertainty, they go through a phase of disappointment, and there is a phase of hope. So this can keep repeating cycle to cycle. So, and at the same time, they'll have to balance their deadlines at workplace and not compromise on that. So I think it gets very, very difficult to go through this, and this, emotional breakdowns should not actually, hamper their progress or shouldn't affect their performance at work because they get judged, isn't it? And for some reason, I don't see fertility treatments, somebody who's taking fertility treatments as a situation where they have to be, considered, or they have to be given some kind of a special privilege. So that is one aspect, initial. And the second aspect is more of logistics, because every cycle entails at least 3 to 4 visits in a month, and taking so much of time off and from work may be very, very difficult. And I see a lot of patients, they apply sick leave and they ask us to give a certificate saying that there is some other issue. some other medical issue. They don't want us to mention that they're undergoing this and this fertility treatment. So there's still about some kind of a hesitance when they have to open up with their colleagues or with their managers that they are undergoing this fertility treatments. And the other thing is, these are very time sensitive, isn't it? As I told you, it's a process.
Yes.
So for how long is this, journey is going to go ahead? Even they're not very clear about it.
Yes.
So at one point, we see them reach that they have to, they prefer to make a choice, either career or family planning. And they want to prioritize.
Yes.
But in reality, it is not so. If they really have a good family support and a good support from workplace, I think career and fertility treatments can go hand in hand.
Yes.
So I'm sure, you'll have a lot of employees who are going through these fertility treatments. So what do you think? What kind of a support do they expect? Is it emotional or flexibility or logistics, or what kind of a support they expect from workplace?
I think it's going to be everything, right? If at all they are coming forward and sharing it with the organization, with their managers or with their HR, that they are going through this treatment and they need that space. So whether it's work from home, whether it's lesser work or whatever the type of flexibility the employee needs, I think that openness should be there from the organization and that support should be there. Whether it's the managers or the HR, they should have that little bit of consideration to at least listen to them. As you said, I think so in our discussion somewhere, that they don't have to understand the entire thing. Just be there.
They don't have to understand the intricacies and the nuances of the fertility treatment.
Right. Just listen to them, give them that space to be able to go through that treatment, and give them that support, understand them. I think that much is what I think from a personal point of view as an employee also, that's what I would expect from my managers and from my HR. And I'm sure in every employee expects that. When we talk about gender equity, we talk about inclusion. I think this is one area that we should open up doors and include it into whether it's our processes, whether it's our policies, whether openness in talking about it, sharing about it. I think the entire thing, yes, it shouldn't be in pockets. But when we are opening it up, let's open full heart. Yes. So I'm saying that we should open it up, right? When we should open this topic and this area and we talk about it. But there is a stigma still on this front, which I'm sure you're also going to see. But how do we as an organization normalize it? As a doctor, what do you do?
Yeah, basically, I think fertility and reproductive health, talking about these aspects, silence is the major culprit to cause stress and isolation. Nobody discusses about it, isn't it? They talk about every other condition. But when they talk about diabetes, they talk about hypertension, cardiac diseases, gynae disorders, pregnancies. But we don't see them often discuss about fertility and reproductive health. I'm sure you may have a lot of women and men in your organization who are suffering from PCOS or endometriosis or having male factor infertility issues or going through IUIs, idea. But how many of them actually talk about these, isn't it? So I think it is important for you to create an environment wherein the managers or somebody at the leadership role should be able to have an environment which is, where the employees feel that they are heard, they're understood and supported. So all this can be achieved only when the leaders there understand what fertility treatments are. They need to have this medical awareness and they need to, have an inclusive kind of a language. And from your end, I think, you do conduct a lot of wellness programs.
Yes.
So you can't actually, target at only fertility wellness. But in your broad wellness programs, you can actually incorporate fertility wellness also, the importance of, having a preconception checkups, or trying to, how to optimize fertility, talking about hormonal imbalances, talking about oocyte preservation or male infertility. I think these are the various topics which can be incorporated into your wellness programs. So, I think then slowly that shift can actually happen. So, what do you think in your in your organization in particular? What are the gaps you see? You run all these wellness programs, isn't it? Have you ever done any program which actually focuses on reproductive and fertility health?
Um, so we did give that a try. We do these sessions. We invite experts, doctors like you. They come and they do talk to our employees about it. But then it's couples' responsibility, right? It's for both the S one. But um, somewhere somehow we still feel that the responsibility is pushed to the women, and it's just the women who come and be a part of these this one programs, and the men say it's not my area.
I think I have to tell you, actually 30% of infertility, the cause is male infertility. So that is a significant, percentage to tell us that it's the couple's problem. It is not just the woman's. And even if the woman is going through this journey, I think it is important for the husband to support.
Right.
Isn't it?
Yes, yes. And somewhere, there's this thought process of doing a preventive approach to health is somehow not there in the culture, is what I feel. Most of the time, by the time these youngsters are into the organization, they're already coming with these challenges. Their lifestyle is not right. They have PCOS, thyroid, period problems, have so many such problems, and that is on the women's side. But even the men, they don't look after their health at
But
all.
how do you address the sedentary lifestyle pattern? They are doing the desktop jobs, isn't it? So there's an absolutely sedentary lifestyle, isn't it? Sedentary work.
Yes.
So do you do something?
And there is a saying that sitting is the new smoking.
12 hours of, continuous desktop job is definitely going to have an impact on
But
your hormones.
yes, there are a lot of programs that we have incorporated. Especially, there's a different term for every organization, but like in our organization, we have something called as Fit for Life. So we encourage our people to be part of these any of those sports that they were playing in their childhood. Please come. We have clubs. So you come, join these clubs, and continue with take it as a hobby. Together as friends, as colleagues, they participate. In fact, there are some championships also. They win the prizes and come back. It's a proud moment for them. So we incorporate all these, even yoga. And we have yoga masters, our own employees who have gone ahead and done PhDs in yoga. They come back and they teach our employees, whoever is interested in that area of physical fitness. So we have created these programs where people can be a part of it in the working hours. They do take out time to pursue their physical health.
But what is the response like? Are they very interested or very proactive about all this? Or do you see a very kind of
There is passion. There is a passion to it. They also understand. Yes, yes. Especially because we put it in a different, way. We tell that you played gully cricket, isn't it? Play it here, and this is the gully that we have created.
the some way of motivating them.
Yes, yes. So we do have a lot of people who come forward and be part of these marathons. You don't have, even if you do not have any intelligence in playing a sports, just a walking, just go for a walk before a meeting, after a meeting, before lunch, after lunch, for chai, go for chai, but do that walk, that little bit of walk. So we do encourage.
Actually, optimizing general health is very important because fertility health is nothing but a reflection of your general health. So all this actually plays a vital role in improving the fertility health.
Yes. So I think we do have these programs where we encourage, but they are already coming with those challenges. But yes, that's where I think we should also have more policies in terms of having insurance aspect.
Yeah, that was my next question to ask you. But what kind of initiatives or what kind of policies do you plan to implement to improve this awareness?
No, I think now we should have yes, we should have there are some organizations which do have these as part of their insurance policies, health insurance policies, but I think everybody has to start in allowing that as part of their insurance aspect. See to it that we give them that opportunity to uh, not just talk about it, but also be able to, um, you know, pursue it and be successful in becoming a mother or father. So I think a lot of these programs we are started already. We do understand that it is required, and we have been doing a lot of these. In fact, as I said, emotional support is also there. So it's a very big thing that in the IT industry we've started off. We have understood that emotional aspect is something that we have to consider, accept actually, and allow them to get treated, get well, and come back and continue working. That's what I feel. But and we've been starting off. But as a doctor, you've been seeing their challenges. So you think we have come up to some stage where we are giving them that employee friendly, fertility friendly spaces for people, for the young couples, for the patients who are coming to you? If not, what is it that you think that we should?
Yeah, I think basically whatever initiatives or the wellness programs which you are already doing or plan to do, I think there are three core areas which you should be focusing on. The first and the foremost will be training your managers, sensitizing them about the nature of fertility problems and the fertility treatments. So they should have that kind of a medical awareness so that they're more empathetic, they're more supportive to their employees. So that is number one. And number two is flexibility before. You need to have a flexible environment at workplace so that they don't miss on their appointments and the treatments can go accordingly. And next thing is confidential access to these resources. See, all said and done, fertility treatments, fertility issues are very confidential. So the managers they need to understand the sensitivities, that it has to be kept very confidential. And also if an employee comes and asks them that, they need some kind of a support or a help, I think they should be able to, give them that kind of a guidance. Maybe, help them with a referral to a proper specialist or give them access to some counseling, or sometimes if they're emotionally down when the treatments are not actually working.
Right.
And absolutely their performance is hit.
Right.
I think then you should be able to give them some kind of mental health counseling sessions.
Yes.
So I think the focus primarily should be based on these three core areas. At the end of the day, fertility treatments and family planning is very personal and a human experience. It is not just about having policies or initiatives at place. It can be as simple as having an environment wherein the employees feel that they are heard, that they are understood and supported. So they have to have flexibility at workplace so that they can go ahead with their treatments like whatever IUI, IVF without compromising on their careers. And I thank Mrs. Shalini for having shared her perspective and her valuable experience. Thank you for being a part of this session today.
Thank you so much, Doctor. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you.
To everyone listening, whether you're an employer, you're an employee, or somebody who's going through this difficult journey of fertility treatments, please share this video so that it can be helpful to them. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed.